All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right, and good. You guys have audio. So, as mentioned in the last Phoenix Wright stream, we're doing 428 tonight, and possibly on Sunday doing Undertale. So that'll be fun. So we have everyone tonight. We've got a full house, which means that I will be handing off Maria to Lemur. So Lemur will do Maria, I'll do Osawa, and Mana's got Minorikawa and Kano. Because we've already finished Achi's shit. So let's go straight into recap.
Yeah.
All right. We have the novel again. Okay. So Maria got the gunman, who is Tateno, to monologue about the love triangle he and his childhood friends were in. The fact that he broke up with his girlfriend so that his other friend could date her, and that girl being named Kotone will be very important later. Let's see. Osawa called Makino to set up a board meeting to get the antiviral since Tanaka is dead, but one of the board of directors is reportedly missing. So we decided to make him a strong, independent woman who don't need no man and leave his house to get it himself. And then we got murdered by people at the lab.
Good times.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what this bad end is. Is us
Good
getting
times.
apprehended.
As I repeat, good times.
Let's see. Kano joined in on Alcarawan's investigation, and he claims he was just paid to follow orders, and Tateno really wanted to kill Hitomi. We told Kuze to name the explosion victim publicly to let Minorikawa know that Toyama is safe. We will see if that pays off later. We brought Hana to the office on our way to Sasayama. Tateno tried to hold Maria hostage, and we ended up getting distracted because we thought Minorikawa was going to off himself. Yeah, that didn't go very well. Let's see. Minorikawa's choices while considering his career and crossing an SOS thug make a difference between him getting handcuffed to a rooftop, hospitalized by Kiryu, who would kill Achi if we aren't careful, or probed by the scientists at Osawa's lab. We need to make sure Osawa does not bring him there,
Yeah.
That didn't go very well either. We died a lot last time.
What is up with that?
Like, we just got straight up murdered.
We need to stop dying, guys. Like, we need to stop. Enough is enough.
I know. And finally, Achi took Hitomi to his father and had an argument about his compulsive self-sacrifice, but found out that his dad hired Tateno to chaperone our first date, so Hitomi can be made a vegetable whose Bombay blood-pumping heart can be transplanted into our sister. That is possibly the greatest way to explain that whatsoever. Also, we saw Kanan and Stanley fight at the hospital while talking about Alfred, and Stanley seems to be the good guy, despite the fact that everyone was getting on his case there for a bit. He's got a bromance. Like, him and Kano were tight. It's very cute. And also, I feel compelled to tell you guys. So, with a little bit of background, Lemur and I played this years ago now. And so when I was giving her the recap about Achi, she was like, "Oh yeah, Captain Planet," and I suddenly remembered that was what we called him through that stream. So I hope that you get as much amusement out of Achi as Captain Planet as we did.
Amazing. 10 out of 10. Oh, yeah.
So it looks like the only one we can start with is Kano. So shall we start off?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
All right.
Time for some drama.
We're looking at that present.
No, I don't want to.
Sasayama loves his wife.
We're not gonna Full Metal Alchemist this shit. Kano sat down in his chair in the hallway in a bit of a daze. He found himself holding the present Sasayama had gotten for his wife. I have to do something. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. His restlessness gnawed at him like a rabid animal.
Hey, Kano. Oh, shit, I hate Kuze's voice, but we'll do it.
Ah, Kuze.
Kuze.
Ah. He looked up to see Kuze standing beside him, his expression grave.
I have an update on Sasayama.
The director began. Kano swallowed a lump in his throat.
It seems the knife went in deep enough to do some organ damage. He's in critical condition.
Don't tell me that.
Not my penny.
I see. Kano bit his lip hard. That was my boyfriend. Shit.
He was married, but he was our boyfriend.
Yeah. You know, you have one of those. Yeah, everyone has one of those.
This is my wife. Well, this is my husband, and this is my husband's boyfriend.
Yes. The handkerchief red with Sasayama's blood clung to the wrapping paper of Sasayama's present.
I still.
Again, I should probably clean this, I thought.
Yeah.
Kano peeled it away carefully so as to not tear the paper beneath. Because that's the biggest concern here, right?
Like, yeah, that's meant for his wife. Like, and now his blood is all over it. It's fine. That won't be traumatic at all.
Oh, very sanitary.
What's that?
Asked Kuzek. Sasayama had me hold on to this for him. It's a present for his wife.
I see.
I'm sorry, Director Kuze, for ignoring your orders. Kano's eyes remained fixed on the gift as he spoke. When you get down to it, none of this would have happened if it weren't for me. Some kind of punishment was surely headed his way for acting alone as he had. He probably wasn't getting out of this one with a simple written apology.
Yeah.
But Kuze calmly shook his head.
What happened to Sasayama isn't your oops. What happened to Sasayama isn't your fault. Don't blame yourself. As far as this case goes, I've been given quite the runaround myself.
There was a rare note of vulnerability in Kuze's voice.
I don't know how to do vulnerability in this Muppet voice, but okay.
It's better than trying to do Elmo. It's fine.
I should have made him Elmo. I can do range in Elmo. The higher-ups have barely let any information trickle my way, but they're still ordering me around nonstop. It's a real pain in the ass.
Kuze felt silent, ruminating. The quiet lingered between the two men for several moments before he abruptly spoke again.
Oh, right. I'd like to get your opinion on something. So, Mamoru Tanaka, who we found in the minivan, you know? What you think? Should we ought to maybe release his name to the media?
Kuze had slipped into a childish register. Oh, Elmo? No. He was clearly exhausted.
Yeah, exhausted was when we found out this poor man's whole life story about how his brother is homeless and has never made anything of himself.
Yeah, that was a lot to take in randomly, you know? Kind of was thrown by the question. It was a rare thing for the director to seek an opinion from a mere junior detective.
It feels like there's something not too normal about one of Kenji Osawa's subordinates dying.
Yeah, Kuze went on. Kano had the same thought. This felt too intentional to be a coincidence.
So, here's the question. Should I get the media involved and try to rush for a resolution, or should I be more cautious? What would you do?
About releasing the name? Kano asked. That wasn't such a simple thing to answer. There were so many factors to consider. A tired smile came to Kuze's face.
Don't think about it so hard. This is just so that I have a point of reference. Tell me what your gut says. So last time we said releasing the name, it didn't go anywhere because obviously then Midorikawa tried to throw himself off a building. So
yeah,
shall we make the same decision, or do we want to debate this one again?
I think because if we hold back and we don't release the name, I still think that like if we do release the name, I think my initial thought was the wrong person might see it and use it to their advantage somehow. So that's what I was worried about. Like, the terrorists have their eyes everywhere, and of course if this is going to be on the news, there's going to be a hella sus stuff going on since Tanaka was a wanted man by some people. So
yeah, so I think that the two questions were, if we release the name, the problem is Minorikawa still thinks that it was Toyama in the car. So he thinks that all of his stuff is for naught at the moment because Hana called him and told him that her dad committed suicide and blew up in the car. I assume we'll get the resolution to that one. Or we could not release the name just in case, I mean, if someone's going for him, they're a little late now.
Mhm.
The man is dead.
Yeah.
Considering
Good
how many
God.
people we killed in that explosion so many times, he is very dead as a doornail.
Very
He's
much
very
dead.
dead.
Mm, I mean, I think the most, I don't know, route would be I can't make that decision, sir, because I'm a junior operative.
I mean, Lemur, you want to make the call on this one?
We already just reconfirming. We've already released the name.
Well, we've released the name, but we didn't get far enough in the route for it to matter.
Ah. Um. hmm, hold it back.
Hold it back?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think we should hold back for now. Who's like grumbled. We still don't know if Mamoru Tanaka was murdered or if he committed suicide, Kano pointed out. We should at least wait until we know that much. This case had so many loose ends that could lead in dangerous directions. It would pay to be as prudent as possible. That's a lot of peace. Kuze paused for a moment and thought, then nodded.
I see what you mean. All right, then.
Then, without another word, he headed back towards the conference room.
Oh, God, do I get to do a press conference again?
Oh yeah! On the TV, the governor's press conference was still going on.
I've just requested that each of the railroad companies, starting with JR, stop running trains through Shibuya Station until further notice. As far as the roads go, Route 246 has already been closed to traffic.
Wow, the executive looked pale as he spoke to the crowd. Yeah.
Is there any possibility of a bioterrorist attack? What about the people who are still in Shibuya?
Said Elmo. No. The reporters unleashed a barrage of questions. The governor's face crunched up.
As I've already made clear, this is not a complete blockade. There's nothing to stop anyone from leaving Shibuya on foot. Isn't what you're describing de facto martial law?
Spad one reported. So,
Of course not.
The governor snapped.
You should be well aware that martial law is illegal. I couldn't declare it even if I wanted to. If you wanted to. So this is a bioterrorist issue then. I never said anything of the sort.
The press conference was devolving into chaos. Kano was unsurprised given the circumstances. Still, everyone was doing their best insofar they knew how to. So why not me, Kano thought. It doesn't matter what I do. I just want to be doing something. Just letting time tick by without trying to take action was more than he could bear.
Okay, so we have already made this decision as well. So last time we decided to visit Sasayama in the hospital. And that was when we went outside, met with Hana, and then got the call from Tanaka.
Mm-hmm.
So we could do that again. Or we could call Rumi or try to get in touch with poor Sasayama's wife.
Oh shit. Emotions. I still feel like if we're calling Rumi right now, we're gonna get distracted.
I mean, in theory, she and her dad should be leaving Tokyo.
Yeah.
We already got his blessing.
Right? We are #blessed, y'all. And then Sasayama's wife doesn't know what happened, so it's like, yeah.
I mean, I assume that she knows that her husband is in the hospital.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
You know, it was a couple of hours ago at this point.
She might be with him, for all we know.
It's a possibility.
So that's one way we could talk to Sasayama without having to go all the way to the hospital. Yeah, let's see what happens if we try to get in contact with Sasayama's wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just has,
Kono thought about Sasayama's wife and decided to get in touch with her. He called Sasayama's home phone, but nobody picked up. Perhaps she'd gone to the hospital? With that in mind, Kano called up Shibuya Central Hospital and asked them to transfer him to Miss Asayama. The missus.
The missus, please.
Can I please talk to the
There's
missus?
nothing to do.
After a little while, a woman's voice came through the receiver.
Yes, this is Mrs. Sasayama.
Her voice was thin and reedy. My name's Shinya Kano. Sorry, I worked with your husband on the force. What happened? You didn't know what to say? I mean, clearly.
We clearly know what happened. We watched it happen on the camera.
Right?
Mhm.
He couldn't find the words. I wish that I'd been there when he'd gone to make that arrest. He blurted out at last. I should have tried to get there and back him up sooner. If I hadn't been too late. He trailed off, hoping he hadn't said too much. Sasayama's wife answered in her gentle, quavering voice.
Thank you so much for your concern. I'm glad that my husband is lucky enough to have a colleague like you.
No, I couldn't.
I married a detective, Mr. Kano. I've prepared myself for the possibility that something like this might happen.
But she certainly didn't sound like she was prepared.
How do you prepare for something like this?
Right! How? Kano
I'm
felt
totally
a...
prepared for my
Yeah.
husband to die at any moment.
No, I don't like it, no! Anyway, Kano felt a biting pain in his chest, all the angst. Your husband, I love him, and he's gave me something to hold on for you. I'd like to give it to you if I can.
Oh? Well, certainly I hit that button again. But I'd like to stay here by his side today, if possible.
Of course. I'll head on over to the hospital myself then. I hope you don't mind if I pay a visit.
Of course not. Sorry to trouble you like this. Thank you so much.
Kano hung up, then hurried out of the precinct. I don't know what that pause was, sorry. That was weird.
It's dramatic.
Dramatic
It's
pause.
a dramatic pause, except for the fact that, we knew where we were.
As he's making way to the hospital, Kano spotted a girl sitting on the pedestrian overpass. Here we go again.
I know.
My. She looked like she was on the verge of tears. Concerned, he stopped beside her. Are you waiting for someone? He asked. The girl simply bit her lip and said nothing. Are you lost? Do you need a policeman? Again, the girl gave no answer. Where did you come from? Kano tried. Still nothing. He had just decided to go and call for a female officer when the girl hesitantly spoke at last.
Heaven Publishing.
After a little coaxing, she told him where that was. It turned out it was on the way to Shibuya Central Hospital, not too far from where they were now. Why don't I take you there then? Kano said. I'm already headed in that direction anyway. The girl seemed a bit reluctant at first, but eventually she agreed to go with Kano. Wait. Kano parted ways with the girl outside the building where Heaven Publishing was located. He noticed that she hesitated to enter at first, but eventually vanished inside.
Yeah, because she thinks her dad's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Kano's phone rang as he was about to continue on his way. When he peered at the incoming call display, his heart nearly stopped. There was Tatano's name. Kano quickly pressed the button to accept the call. Detective Tatano. Detective Tatano, is that you? There was a whole mountain of things Kano wanted to ask. Just what had he been doing this whole time?
Oh, just some assassin stuff.
Besides walking with a cane.
Just hot girl stuff. It's fine.
Hot girl shit, yeah.
Ruin this
What?
guy's hot girl summer.
Oh yeah. Hanging out in Malibu with Barbie. Yeah. Why had he let Alcarola go free? And what had happened to Hitomi? And who killed Roger Rabbit? No. But while he was trying to decide what question to pose first, Tatano spoke.
I've secured Mario Osawa.
What? The word came out as a startled gasp. Detective Tatano, you have to bring her here ASAP. Right now, she's... Tatano cut him off.
You need to bring Hitomi Osawa to my location at once.
Is that a threat?
Yes.
Hitomi Osawa?
Yes. I heard over the wireless that the man from the U.S. Embassy had her in custody.
Kano hadn't been listening to the most recent wireless traffic. Apparently, Stanley had managed to find Hitomi.
Because he did at the hospital.
Good times! But what was Tadano getting at here? Wait, hold on, what for? I mean, why do you need me to bring Hitomi Osawa to you? There was no reply. It's us. Detective Tatano, answer me, please. Tatano replied as if he hadn't heard Kano's questions.
There's an office building in Nanpei called South Hill. I'll be waiting for you on the rooftop. If you don't bring her, I'll kill Maria. Just doing hot girl shit.
Bruh. With that grisly warning, he hung up. Kano's hand went limp. His phone slipped from his grasp and fell on the floor.
So I feel like we owe Stanley an apology. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, we do. Kano went to South Hill in Nanpendai alone. He hadn't brought Hitomi as Tatano had demanded, nor had he reported the situation to Kuze. First, he wanted to meet with Tatano and find out what was going on, bish. He took the elevator to the 8th floor. After that, he had to take the stairs to the rooftop. As he made his way up the steps, he tried to imagine what Tatano might want with Hitomi. He hadn't noticed anything suspicious about the senior detective in the lead-up to the stakeout at the Scramble. Tatano had seemed like the same man Kano had always revered. So why was he doing this? Kano couldn't think of a reason. Reaching the top of the staircase, at last he stepped out onto the open roof.
And now we don't have a moron on the other building looking like he's gonna jump.
Yeah, thank God.
Thanks, Minorikawa.
Yeah, that was so funny, I gotta admit. Like, it's like, oh wait, hold on, can you please stop your heist? I need to go stop that one man from jumping, who's like right across the building. Thanks.
I know you said that you would kill her, but also
Hey,
there's
thanks,
that
bye.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. The time for half-baked conjecture was past. Kano would lay his doubts at Tatano's feet. Then, soon enough, everything would become clear. Crystal clear and under control. No, okay. Inwardly, Kano did his best to convince himself of that. Warm breeze blew against his cheek. He took a look around, but saw no sign of Tatano. Detective Tatano, where are you? Getting no response, he began to walk around the rooftop, calling out several more times. It's Kano. I've come as you asked.
Where's Hitomi Osawa?
I know I forgot something in the car. No. Kano rolled around when he heard the voice behind him. Tatano stepped into view from behind a water tank. He led with him a young woman, bound and blindfolded.
Why didn't you bring her?
Kano stared in shock. Detective Tatano, why are you doing this? Is that really Monica? Tatano responded by removing the young woman's blindfold. There was no doubt about it. She looked very much like Hitomi Osawa. A surge of frustration rushed through Kano. Detective Tatano, what is the meaning of this? Kano fought to remain calm. He felt like he was on the verge of falling to pieces.
Bring me Hitomi Osawa and I'll let this girl go.
Why? Why do you need Hitomi for? But Tatano's only answer was an icy stare. This isn't like you. It's so weird. The Detective Tatano who I knew.
Who you know? What do you know about me?
You write great dictums. And you're cool. I know what sort of detective you are, sir, because I've modeled myself after you for my whole career.
Well, that was a questionable decision for you.
I'm your biggest fan. The older man's expression remained stony. Don't you remember? Kano went on. That time when you risked your life to talk down that man who'd barricaded himself inside that office? Ever since then, you've been my... Tatano interrupted him with a sudden burst of laughter.
Gotta get some, like, villain laughter in there. You really are gullible, you know that? You can only see things the way you want to see them. Oops.
What do you mean by that?
The truth is, I didn't even care if I died doing what I did. That's why I doused myself in gasoline.
Tatano's voice had gone loud.
That was no display of heroics. It was more attempted suicide than anything else. I wasn't thinking about the other people still inside the building. It's just a coincidence things turned out the way they did.
So then, if you'd made a single misstep...
I would have become a walking bomb, yes. Then everyone in that building might well have burned to death.
You're lying! That can't be true! Kano shook his head insistently.
I don't have time for this conversation.
Kano pressed the barrel of his gun to Maria's head.
I feel like it's been ages since I played a villain. This is kind of fun.
Hey.
If you don't bring Hitomi Osawa to me, believe me, I'll blow her brains out.
Please stop this, Kano shouted. But there was no hesitation in Tatano's eyes. He looked like he really would shoot Maria if Kano didn't do as he asked.
Hurry up! Bring Hitomi to me.
Can't you at least tell me what's going on?
Go now, or so help me, I'll shoot.
Kano drew his own gun from his jacket. I know you, Detective Tatano. I know there's some meaning behind all this. Kano's words came out as an imploring croak.
You think you can shoot me?
Tatano's bad. Letting Al-Karawan go free, taking Maria hostage, this has to mean something. But made Kano's hand slick where he clutched the gun.
I asked if you think you can shoot me.
I've always looked up to you. You were the sort of detective I wanted to become. Kano's view of Tatano began to blur as tears welled up in his eyes.
Can you shoot me, Kano?
Senpai, notice me! Oh, I can! Even as he cried, Kano stood resolutely doing his best to stare down the older man. He set his finger squarely on the trigger and pointed his gun at Tatano's forehead. Suddenly, the piercing stare vanished from the other detective's eyes.
I've got to give you full marks for that, Kano.
Tatano smiled faintly.
I'll tell you then. I'll tell you why I'm doing this. It's time for the villain monologue.
Here we go, y'all! Here we go! Let's go! Okay.
It all happened 17 years ago.
That's a long exposition.
A meth addict had assaulted someone in Shibuya. Oh, never mind. This is in your, I thought this was going to be in first person.
Same. That's what I thought. Anyway, Tatano was questioning people around Dogenzaka in search for the perp. He happened to pass by Endo Electronics.
Oh, hey, Tatano.
All I can say is, nothing ever starts well when your first sentence starts with meth addict. It was Kotone Endo, clad in pristine white.
Well, I think we found Kotone.
There she is. Clutched to her breast was her daughter, Suzune, only a few months old.
So Kotone must be, Achi's mom. Just gonna point that out for anyone who didn't put that together.
Oh, okay.
It's been a long time.
No wonder Achi cute. Aww. Okay, sorry. Why am I focused on that of all things right now? Anyway, yes, it has. Oh wait, are you doing Tatano?
I guess I can do both. Yes, it has. Yeah? I'm a one-person show. It's fine.
No replied with a clumsy smile of his own.
Are you on the job? Yes, I am.
Kotone recoiled slightly at the dour look on Tatano's face.
Is something the matter? There's an armed criminal hiding out somewhere in the area. What? I wouldn't leave the shop for a while if you can avoid it. But I have to go to the bank to deposit some money. It can't wait.
Bitch?
Surely you
Got
can have...
bills to pay.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Surely you can have Daisuke go do it. He's away on a repair job and hasn't come back yet.
Well, boo-hoo, bitch. No, okay, no. Tano let out, a one-note sigh. Wow,
I see.
be one note.
I see Daisuke still does things his own way. Alright, let me escort you to the bank. You mean it? I'd feel a lot safer having you with me.
Kotone flashed at him a smile so wide that Tano thought he might lose himself in it. Tano, Kotone, and Daisuke were childhood friends and had gone to school together up through high school. Tano and Daisuke were always clowning around together, and Kotone was always there alongside them, laughing, because they needed someone to laugh at their jokes.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It had been quite some time since he'd gotten to walk along Dogenzaka with Kotone.
How have you been lately? Well, with the newborn to look after, it's been pretty hectic. But there's never a dull moment. Things have been good. I'm glad to hear it.
Kotone was always bright as a sunflower. Sometimes Tano managed to convince himself that just the sight of her was enough. Oh no, he's a hopeless romantic. Anyway, outside the bank, Kotone held Suzune out to him. Yes, Tano received the baby with an anxious frown. Same, dude.
What's with the face? I'm not good with babies. I haven't held one very often. Oh, you'll be fine, don't worry. Just hold on to her for a moment while I take care of things inside. Alright.
He held the baby gingerly, like it was a bomb that might explode at any moment. Kotone
Technically, you're not
softly.
wrong.
Yeah, I mean...
They could go off. They could. Suzune stared and squirmed in Tano's arms. Kinda has Kotone's eyes. Oh wait, is that out loud? Anyway, he thought. It was strange, the sensation of holding a child. She was so soft and light, and yet such a real and responsive presence. The faint warmth of her body warmed Tano inwardly in turn. When Kotone returned after making her deposit, they strolled to a nearby park, Suzune back in her mother's arms.
Do you have any plans for marriage, Tateno? I haven't thought about it. Work has me plenty busy. Oh, that's just an excuse.
Suzune said,
If there really were some woman you wanted to marry, you wouldn't let work stop you.
True.
Then
Hashtag.
Then I suppose it's because there hasn't been anyone I felt that way about. Really? Nobody this whole time? Yeah, really. I see. But still, seeing the two of you like this makes me realize how nice having a family could be.
Tano peered deeply into Suzune's face.
Well, if it ain't Tateno, does someone want to take some character?
Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, go leave her, go.
Cool.
Well, if it ain't Tateno.
He looked up as a cheery voice cut into the conversation. It was Daisuke.
Oh, okay. Not a... what are you doing here?
He asked his wife.
I could ask you the same question.
Come on, give me a break. I've come to make the deposit for the client.
In that case, no need to worry. I just took care of it myself. I thought you'd forgotten about it.
Uh-huh, really?
Kotone smiled as Daisuke reached down and carefully lifted Suzune in his arms. Beaming happily at his daughter, he nuzzled up against her tiny cheek. Oh.
Daisuke, long time no see.
Yeah, glad you're doing well for yourself, Tateno.
They walked side by side. Daisuke proudly showed off Suzune's drowsing face.
It's you.
What do you think? Adorable. It's hard. Okay. It's hard because there's no like background to the text.
Yeah.
Like it's just the photo and then so I automatically was like, I don't know who's talking. Like, yeah, luckily she doesn't have your looks. That's not my line. What do you think? Adorable, isn't she?
Yeah. Luckily, she doesn't have your looks.
Hey, now, bad-mouthing me, the same as ever, huh?
Some things hadn't changed since high school.
Why not drop by our place for a bit?
Daisuke offered.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a job, actually.
Tano turned to glance at Kotone.
Oh, shit.
Oh, what the fuck? An instant later, Daisuke screamed.
Kotane.
Yes, same. A man had come up behind his wife and now held a kitchen knife to her throat. Kotone stood stiff, frozen in terror.
Let her go!
Tatanos took a step towards the man, and the slightly upturned eyes, that close-cropped hair, the thin mustache, all details matched the description. Pathetic. This had to be Tatano, the man that Tatano was after.
You want to take this one, too?
I can I'll take the one. Shut your damn
go.
mouth. You want to try and kill me, huh? This lady here wants to try to kill me. Sorry. I had to. Like, the text was right there, and I had to. Anyway, the reports I mean, he's on meth, guys. He's on meth. Okay, the reports had said that the suspect was a tweaker. Right now, what's a tweaker? What the? Right now, his mind was probably a complete mess from the meth withdrawal. Left unchecked, there was no telling what he might do. Tatano shoved Daisuke behind him and drew his gun from his jacket.
Wait, don't shoot. Oh, God. Kotane. There we go.
Yeah.
You'll hit Kotane.
But Tatano ignored Daisuke's shouts and trained his gun on the perp shoulder. He was confident in his marksmanship. He'd never missed at this range. No. Oh, that's good.
Tatano, please, back down.
Daisuke pleaded. Suzune still clutched in his arms.
I beg you.
I can't.
Tatano hissed under his breath.
This isn't someone we can reason with.
The
he's on
assailant
drugs.
began waving his knife about. He could stab it into Kotone at any moment. Tatano had to take the shot now. He aimed for the shoulder of the arm that held the knife in.
Tatano, stop.
He shouted.
Don't do this.
For a brief moment, Tatano's eyes met Kotone's. He thought he saw her give a tiny nod.
Don't shoot.
Blue. He shot, probably. Oh! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit! Oh, there we go! Oh, damn! Cutscene, yeah!
Wait, where is the baby? They literally... Nobody has the baby.
No!
Oh,
No! Oh, fuck!
Tatano just looks so done with life.
You should have gone for the head.
Oh, there's the baby. Daisuke's holding her.
You should
All of a
have
sudden.
gone for the head or the dick.
I assume she was
just
standing
saying.
in front of the dick, but
Then he should have gone for his head. Ah! It was all over in an instant. By the time Tatano had the perp subdued, Kotone's white shirt was soaked through with red. God damn it. Rip. With Kotone's death, so too died Tatano's heart. Whatever feeling had lived inside him had been reduced to cinders, leaving only a never-ending need to atone. Well, shit.
cool motive, still murder.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, I'd be devastated too, damn. Countless times, he thought of ending his life in order to make things up to Daisuke and his children. The only reason he didn't go through with it was that he knew death would be the easier way out. So he stayed on as a detective.
Look at little Achi.
Anyway,
He looks like the kid from The Grudge.
he does
does.
though, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie though.
Like, obviously it's not the same kid because that movie is so old at this point, but also he really looks like him.
Anyway, he would carry the weight of his sins with him for as long as he lived. This was the sentence Tatano gave himself. He should have gone for the dick or the head, I'm telling you. That's why he makes dick dumps. Anyway, 15 years had passed since Kotone's death. For the first time, Tatano had gone to visit her grave. He was standing by the grave marker with his hands clasped when someone called out to him from behind.
Excuse me.
A slender young girl stood there, flowers in hand. Tatano instantly recognized her. Suzune. She looked like Kotone had back in her high school days.
Did you know my mother? Yes. We were classmates a long time ago. Oh, really? Thank you so much for coming.
Suzune gave a slight bow, then gazed up at Tatano with her big, bright eyes.
You look just like her.
Tatano struggled to hold back the tears. Damn. He felt as if Kotone stood before him, returned to life.
My father tells me the same thing all the time. I'm sure once you're all grown up, you'll be just as beautiful as she was.
A forlorn smile came to Suzune's face.
Once I'm grown up? Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I guess I really do have a lot in common with my mother, including the part where I'm going to die young.
Well, shit!
What a thing to tell a stranger.
Hello?
Don't be ridiculous.
No exclaim.
Why would you say such a horrible thing?
Suzune took a step backward, looking shocked to be rebuked by a stranger.
My apologies.
Said hurriedly.
I didn't mean to startle you. No, it's alright.
Touching the flowers close.
Honestly, it's not something I like to talk about myself, but I'm sick, so there's not really anything I can do to change it. Sick? I have a heart condition. A heart condition is a generic expression for illnesses pertaining to the heart, also referred to as heart disease. Includes things like heart failure, valvular heart disease, and so forth. A transplant is the only thing that can help me, but my blood type is a little bit weird, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to find me a compatible donor. The immune system exists to get rid of foreign substances in the body. Often, a patient's immune system will attack a transplanted organ, which can result in the organ failing or functioning poorly. To mitigate the risk of rejection, it is preferable for the donor and the recipient to have matching body tissue. In the case of a heart transplant, characteristics such as blood type and pre-sensitized antibodies, human leukocyte antigens must be screened ahead of time.
Wow, that was a lot. Then, bowing her head, Suzune stepped in front of the gravestone and clasped her hands in silence. Tatano felt a wrenching pain inside him, as if Kotone were being taken from him all over again. If there really was a god, why would he do such dreadful things? Is there nothing I can do? I guess he nearly lamented out loud. Oh, is that... Oh, okay. I'll do anything, Suzune. I'll do whatever I have to in order to save you. Tatano clenched his fist as he stared at the grave. Tell me, Kotone, what can I possibly do for your daughter?
You can murder a teenager.
Yeah, good times. Please tell me, including murdering another teenager. Yeah.
Again, cool motive, still murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the months rolled on. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. No, just after 10 o'clock that morning. Yeah. Tatano was on the stakeout when his cell phone rang. He glanced at the call display and saw Daisuke and man, I can talk today. He hadn't heard from Daisuke in years now. Hearing that something had happened to Suzune, Tatano answered the call despite his current tense circumstances. But once he heard Daisuke's wailing. Is that beat?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, Daisuke, go!
Suzune had a seizure. She might not come back from this one.
Tatano's terrible suspicions had been right on the mark. He felt himself growing weaker.
Please.
Daisuke's like,
Fuck.
oh my god.
Shoot that girl you're with. That Hitomi Osawa. You need to shoot her.
Oh my god.
What a thing to say. Like,
Yeah,
I know
well-
he's going through a very traumatic moment, but like, what the fuck? If we have her heart, we can save Susan.
At first, Tatano couldn't make sense of what Daisuke was saying.
I love the implication that Daisuke has thought about ways to murder someone so that his daughter could get a heart.
Yeah. Hurry up and shoot. Shoot her, please. It's still me.
It's
Hitomi
you.
Osawa has the Bombay blood type.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Keep his voice low.
You want me to kill Hitomi Osawa? Why?
Quickly scan the area.
Daisuke, are you nearby? Wait, where are you?
Don't worry about that. If you can just render her brain dead, we'll be able to transplant her heart into Suzune.
The term brain dead
What
refers to a
fucking-
state where the entire brain, including the brainstem, is beyond any recovery. In Japan, brain death is defined by Article 6 of the Act on Organ Transplantation, which states that brain death can be only declared with the goal of authorizing a transplant, and is subject to the judgment of at least 2 doctors inspecting the patient according to a preset process at least 6 hours apart.
Well, shit. Shooting someone in the head didn't necessarily guarantee they'd wind up brain dead. And even assuming if it did, if Tatano shot Osawa girl here in the middle of the scramble, it would cause a giant incident.
I love how that's his problem, like,
Oh yeah.
not like murdering an innocent girl, it's just, you know,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if you do it, it's gonna cause some problems.
Yeah, how very inconvenient for the rest of the people there.
Hmm.
By the time the autopsy was completed, the window for a heart transplant would surely have passed.
Tatano, shoot her, please.
Daisuke, I can't. You know I can't do that.
Hurry.
Not with that attitude, bitch.
Yeah.
It was like his old friend wasn't even listening to him.
Look,
Really
even
isn't.
if she did wind up brain dead, they wouldn't be able to perform a transplant.
But Daisuke just kept on shouting.
It's fine. It'll be fine. I'll make the transplant work somehow.
You'll make it work.
I'll perform it myself.
When you got a problem, you do it yourself, bitch. Even knowing how ridiculous that was, part of Tatano wanted to know what he had in mind, if anything.
I finally found it. Found something we can do for Suzune. Please help me. Help her.
Tatano understood Daisuke's feelings painfully well. To be helpless to stop suffering of someone you love. Nothing in the world hurt as much as that.
I want to save Suzune. Tatano, this is the one thing I will ever ask of you.
Tatano could hear the choked weeping from the other end of the line. And at that sound, something inside him shifted. Yes. Yes, Daisuke was right. I should. No. The likelihood of a transplant happening wasn't the issue. What mattered was that right now, he could take action. He could do something for Suzune. He mustered up his resolve, feeling the doubt lift from his heart. Oh no.
No, you probably still need that.
Yeah, for Suzune. Hashtag do it for her. For the daughter of the woman he loved.
Cool
Oh.
motive, still murder.
Shit! Tatano checked the gun tucked inside his jacket. Then slowly began making his way through the crowd towards Hitomi. This sucks, damn.
Now you know why we're here.
No gestured slowly with his gun, its barrel still pressed against Maria's temple. Well, shit, thought Kano. Kano's own gun wavered in his hands. He was crying inside, and probably outside too. There was nothing else he wanted to hear from Tatano now. And now he was sure of one thing. This bitch ain't worth it. Okay, no. Words were never going to stop this man.
Kano,
Kano said.
at my age, I've seen all sorts of young detectives come and go.
Fixed his lonesome gaze on Kano.
And you're about the worst of the lot. Whenever it's time to take action, you immediately do something reckless. Do you know how many formal apologies I've had to write because of you?
I saw we senpai. Tano let out a heavy sigh.
But you know, Kano, because of the way you've looked up to me, you saved me. And that's the truth.
Sounded like a man speaking his last words.
Not saved me from committing murder, but,
Uh,
now come on. See if you can stop me.
you pressed the
Please?
gun harder against Maria's temple. Kano took aim at his former hero's head. Detective Tadano! His finger wavered on the trigger. Shoot him. You have to shoot him. Oh shit! If you don't shoot him, Mario's gonna die. He tried desperately to convince himself. I am going to stop you. Tano looked him coldly in the eye.
Do it then. Shoot me.
Kano stared right back. He tightened his finger on the trigger. Rag! I became a dinosaur temporarily. Oh shit!
And we've hit our to be continued. Da 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 da.
What the fuck, guys? What the actual fuck? I can't do. Oh. Wow.
Okay, so we have a jump to Maria. So, Lemur, you are up. Once I finish jumping. Hopefully this jump is correct, because otherwise,
Yeah.
it's going to be really weird, because we have no one that we can do. Maria.
Sorry.
Maria. Maria. Da 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 da.
Keep out no more. Aw, yeah.
I hear a sweet voice and realize that the man is listening to a wireless radio.
I've managed to secure Hitomi Osawa at Shibuya Central Hospital.
The voice says. A gleam comes to the gunman's eyes.
Same.
He pulls his cell phone from his jacket and hurriedly makes a call.
I've secured Mario Osawa.
He says to whoever's on the other end.
Do you want to take the other voices? I just realized, usually I'm Maria, so I've never had to do these. You want to take them, Mana?
I can? Huh? Mario Sawa?
No, I mean the other voices.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
my name Maria Osawa?
You need to bring Hitomi Osawa to my location at once.
Hitomi Osawa. If I'm Mario Osawa, what sort of relationship do I have to Hitomi?
Sister! Anyway. They're twins. Get it? Anyway, if you don't bring her, I'll kill Mario. And that's...
Then my captor hangs up.
Ooh.
I'm assuming that's still me.
Yeah,
Were
that's still you.
were you serious just now? My voice wavers uncontrollably. What do you mean you'll kill me?
When people die, they are killed.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. Kind of weird.
He steps closer to me, his expression dangerous. That killer's edge that he'd lost during our little talk is back in full force.
Just bear with me a little longer.
He blindfolds my eyes with some sort of towel. I can't see through it at all. I miss the cat suit.
I know.
Then I hear Kanan's voice in my head. My memories are like shards of broken glass, tumbling through my mind, all out of sequence.
How are you able to do that when the string is so tangled up?
Once you know the trick to it, you can do it with your eyes closed. I'm showing Kanan how to do a cat's cradle. She reaches out with the string.
Yes, I know I have a kick-ass tattoo. Thank you. Huh?
Oh, but she doesn't get a hold of it quite right.
What gives?
Despite her efforts, the string gets all jumbled up. No, not like that, I say. Hook your index fingers through the front part of the string.
No, I get that.
Kanan's getting irritated.
Or interested too. I mean.
She's already interested.
Yeah.
But after giving it a few more tries, she finally manages to pull it off.
There we go.
She says.
Get that.
Seeing her innocent little smile bolsters my own spirits.
That's neat. Thanks for teaching me.
Oh, it's nothing special.
Here, as a thanks, let me teach you some skills to protect yourself. You teach me cat's cradle, and I teach you how to beat up a motherfucker.
An equal trade.
Totally.
Yeah.
My memory jumps forward a bit.
Just a little bit of Aiki Jujutsu, it's fine.
Kanan has been training me for some form of self-defense.
Self-defense is techniques for protecting oneself when attacked. Rather than defeating the opponent, self-defense training generally prioritizes simply getting oneself away from danger. Some people consider behavioral tenets such as run away when you're attacked or don't go near dangerous places to be forms of self-defense as well.
Don't overthink it.
He says.
People will always try to punch you, kick you, or grab you. If you can stay ready for those three things, you'll be able to take it from there.
She demonstrates some defensive movements as I watch. I follow suit, doing my best to mimic her.
Okay, let's do this. Oh shit, well damn, oh fuck.
Kanan throws a punch at me. I dodge, grab her by the wrist, and give her arm a hard twist. Incredibly, she goes whirling through the air. She lands nimbly on her feet, a little grin coming to her face.
Nicely done,
she says. I stare down at my own hand. Did I really just do that?
Once you repeat the movements enough, your body will treat them like second nature.
I do as she says, trying to repeat the movements over and over. At first it feels like a silly gimmick, but eventually I can feel the motions growing smoother.
There you go. People like those thugs we met before won't get a drop on you again.
Thugs. Now my memories zip further back into the past.
Thug life. Yes. No thug life, only hug life.
I was wandering the streets trying to get back to my hotel, but I'd gotten lost. By the time I realized I'd wandered into some dodgy back streets, I was already surrounded by people giving me threatening looks. They must have been thugs looking for tourists to rob. If they had caught me, I'm not sure I would have made it out alive. But they hadn't. Kanan had seen to that. Thank you so much for what you did for me,
I don't want there to be a scene here.
Kanan says bluntly, as she surveys the aftermath of the thug's attack.
That's all. I'd happened to be right underneath the apartment window when I was nearly... Oh, that's you, right? Damn. Shit!
I had happened to be right underneath her apartment window when I was nearly abducted. Bit by bit, my memories of Kanan are starting to resurface. Just a little more. Just a little more, and I'll have myself back. I'm sure of it. Oh, nope.
That's good.
Is that... Oh, Detective Tatano, where are you?
A man's voice suddenly snaps me back into the moment.
It's Kano. I've come as you asked.
The gunman grabs me by the arm and yanks me to my feet.
Where's Hitomi Osawa?
He snarls.
Why didn't you bring her? Detective Tatano, why are you doing this? Is that really Maria?
My captor removes my blindfold.
Oh yeah, POV. You're being held hostage. Oh shit. Oh shit, not a great POV shit.
First thing I see is a huge blimp drifting slowly by overhead. Huh. I'm sure I've seen it before. And pretty recently at that. There's a flash of revelation inside my head. Like a dam bursting in my memories come flooding, and my memories come flooding back to me.
Oh shit. She got tased.
Well, I assumed that when she got abducted, she didn't just, like, go willingly.
Like, okay, let's
She
go.
got tased.
Last night, I was at a party, a sort of mixer with the exchange students. Someone was plotting to use this party as an opportunity to abduct my sister Hitomi. And so I told Hitomi that the party... Okay, there we go, sorry. Sometimes I have to read before I can actually, like, read, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where that sentence was going. And so I told Hitomi that the party started 1 hour later than it really did. I had a plan to let myself get abducted in Hitomi's place. Of course, the idea wasn't just to let myself get kidnapped. The necklace I wore was outfitted with a tiny GPS. However, wherever I happened to be taken, Kanan would be able to track my location. What we hadn't counted on, though, was my necklace getting torn off when I was attacked. I had managed to grab a hold of it, but I hit my head when I was being shoved into the car and it slipped from my grasp. I'm not sure how far we drove after that. In my fuzzy memories, I recall gazing blearily out the car window. That's when I saw the blimp right after we parked.
And it's for Ayakamiki.
Hey, thanks, Saya. Yes, it will fine.
There was a man talking to someone on a cell phone.
Alright, I'll show her up inside the storeroom. I'll be waiting in the room upstairs.
The man dragged me out of the car and shoved me into some dark storeroom. Then I guess for good measure, he hit me on the head again. That's when I woke up in a cat suit. That's right. There's more of it coming back to me now.
You spent your life living in a country of peace in Japan. You couldn't possibly understand me.
Keenan again. So it's not like she and I became fast friends right away or anything. The two of us were too different in a lot of ways.
Where do you draw the line? What would you protect with your life? What does justice mean to you?
A forlorn look came to her face whenever Kanan asked me a new question, and I never had a good answer for any of them. My flimsy grasp on my own personal identity made it hard for us to get along, yet I kept visiting Kanan's place for the duration of my trip. I recall doing the cat's cradle there at the table one time when we didn't have anything in particular to talk about. Her eyes had gone wide when she saw me deftly manipulating the string with my fingers.
Who taught you how to do that?
She asked. My mother. My real mother, that is. Kanan furrowed her brow.
What do you mean real?
As opposed to my stepmother, I mean, my birth mother died after getting really sick. I was only 5 years old, so I don't remember her that well.
I see.
Kanan said. Her expression remained unchanged. What about your parents, Kanan?
I don't have any. They died during the war.
The bluntness of her response made my hands stop. The string still stretched between them. Sensing that we were treading on some serious ground, I hurried to change the subject. Do you have any friends?
No. Well, I used to have one.
Her use of the past tense made me fear the worst, and I was right.
He was killed too. By an arms dealer named Alphard.
Her tone was dry, matter of fact.
Taking revenge for his death is my sole purpose in life. Screw that man. Screw that hoe.
Despite the gravity of her words, her face was an unreadable mask. She seemed almost incapable of human emotion.
What is love, baby? Don't hurt. Don't hurt me.
So, what sort of person is this Alfred?
A destructionist who masquerades as a terrorist.
Destructionist? That sure wasn't a term that came up a lot back in Japan.
Alfred doesn't believe in God, and he holds no political ideology. The chaos and destruction is just to earn money in order to carry out more terrorist attacks.
So you're saying that it's Alfred commits terrorism because it's fun? Kanan nodded.
That's why every now and then, Alfard changes loyalties. Just when you think you've found ties to some Middle Eastern terrorist organization, it turns out the job was for the American CIA.
What the heck? And I'm gonna end up calling him Alfred at some point.
Yeah,
so
Alfred
stands for nothing then? I forgot I had to read everything. I just took a drink and I was like, oh wait. Kanan smiled dismissively at my little childish outburst. I couldn't help but feel a bit patronized.
Oh, you silly girl who is not used to terrorists.
I twiddled my fingers, turning my cat's cradle into a bridge. Kanan's eyes fixed right back on the string. Any surge of pride replaced my annoyance. She went quiet, watching closely as I worked my fingers. The tension in the room faded as the silence between us lengthened. My stepmother's the sort of person who couldn't do this sort of thing, I said at last. For some reason, I had a sudden urge to talk about my personal life. I guess she cares about herself more than looking after her children. She's not a bad person, though. She gives me weird bits of advice, like telling me to find someone to date, or that a woman's life is defined by a man.
Oh,
But
hell
it's
no!
not like I hate her or anything.
Okay, let's be honest. We've all met I at this point.
Okay, boomer.
Did you think that she was going to be a massive feminist?
Okay, boomer.
She's not a bad person, but here's all these shitty things she said to me.
Exactly.
Okay, Karen. Would you mind teaching me?
Kanan asked softly. What? How to find a guy to date?
No.
She shook her head. Then she pointed it to the cat's cradle strung between my fingers. Oh, you mean this? Duh, fucking duh. So I took her by the hand and started to teach her the cat's cradle. Hey, do you mind if I ask you something? I said after a while.
What's that?
That friend you mentioned earlier. What was he like? Kanan's fingers went still.
It's better you don't ask. If I tell you, you won't want to come here.
That's not true, I insisted.
Even though I'm a terrorist?
She replied curtly.
A terrorist is one who uses fear and violence to attain political objectives. The term has its origins in the Reign of Terror in 18th century France, known in French as la terreur.
I'm le terrorist. No. Oh.
I swallowed a sudden lump in my throat, unable to find words.
We fight for righteousness, but you people call us terrorists. Am I wrong?
In the religious sense, righteousness is the state of being virtuous, free of sin, and observant of the proper rules of moral conduct. Not the same as being in the right, though many people equate the two.
She cast a quick look at my face. But I mean, you protected me, my voice wavered as I replied.
All I did was take down some thugs. I just didn't want them around.
What could I say to that? I just stammered.
Nah, I'm just messing.
Huh? Kanan flashed me another slight, condescending grin.
I was just joking. Don't worry about it. I'm capable of jokes too.
But I didn't get the sense that everything she said was a joke.
Haha, JK, huh? Unless.
I'm a terrorist, lol.
Oh no, first we were serial killers and now we're oh man.
Even if calling herself a terrorist was an exaggeration, the world Kanan lived in was unquestionably a dangerous one. I could tell that from the cold look in her eyes, a look you'd never expect from an ordinary teenage girl.
I'm not like other girls, though.
Just what sort of hardship she had endured to acquire that deadly stare.
Boy.
Having lived all my life in peaceful Japan, I could scarcely imagine.
Except for that one meth addict, because screw that one guy.
Kanan tried and failed several times to get the cat's cradle right, but she didn't give up. She worked fastidiously by herself, fingers continuing to shift awkwardly about.
Okay, here we go.
She hooked the string around her fingers and spread her palms. But the string shape just collapsed into a jumbled mess.
Damn it. Confound it. Okay, one more time.
Make this into a game with two people, you know. I plucked the string from Kanan's hands. He passed the string back and forth. Why don't we try that? It's more fun than doing it by yourself. I wrapped the string around my fingertips. What do you say? You want to give it a go? Kanan looked dubious.
Out. Fine.
The intricately intertwined strings were like the world, in a way. What had started as a single thread was now something that couldn't be undone just by pulling on it. I held my hands out, twirling the string around my fingers. Kaden looked at the pattern, took the patterned crummy, and spread her palms apart. Oh, excuse me. She made a perfect bridge between her hands. The shy grin that came to her face made her finally look like a normal girl. I followed suit with a childish little laugh of my own.
I did it, Mom. Proud of me.
All of this, and we're just
We're just
zoning
associated,
out.
and it's fine. We have a gun
Literally.
pointed to our heads, you know, like...
And all we could think about is Cat's cradle. Amen.
And being abducted, don't forget that one.
Yeah.
I don't think she's there right now.
And it's if, in a blaze of sunshine, the fog that has been hanging over my mind finishes receding. I remember everything. My name is Maria Osawa. My sister is Hitomi Osawa. And Kanan, she's a dear friend who I met in a far-off land. But we can't say what land.
Not allowed.
She helped me once, and now it's my turn to help her. I close my eyes as I reflect upon these precious memories, all the dear for having been lost. Now, when I try to picture Kanan, I can do so clearly. Just as I thought before, my memories are what make me who I am, and I would never choose to forget them.
Nothing like a blimp to help you get back into reality.
I feel
Thanks,
almost as I feel almost as if time had stopped for me while my history was gone, and now it started moving again. I am finally back to being me. And I have to go. I have to go back there one more time. To be continued.
Nope, this is the end of her route.
That's right.
Okay. Oh shit!
So at the end of her story. And... not the end of anyone else's.
Oh shit, well.
So, if you remember correctly, the reason why I took Maria was because I remembered that she ended early. So, we've hit her end. And we've been going for about an hour and a half, so I think this is probably a good place to stop, especially because...
probably gonna get into some shit with anybody else.
Yeah.
Some hardcore.
Let me
Oh
see.
wow, that was great. That was a great bad end. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's the Osawa jump. Okay. So next stream is possibly Sunday. Have we decided whether we're streaming Sunday?
I'm down.
Okay. So we'll be doing Undertale on Sunday. And hopefully going a little bit quicker than we did last time. Because I did it very slowly. Megalovania is such a bop, man.
It is time.
I should point out that like the entire Undertale soundtrack is fantastic. If you've never listened to it, go listen to it because it's great. It is constantly on repeat on my music player. So join us on Sunday for that. I'll give you guys a time when we talk about it. Let's see. As a reminder, we have no Thursday stream next week. We will have a Tuesday stream. Anything else? I think that's about it. And then I think Tuesday we'll probably come back to this, is my feeling, so that we don't start a new case.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Sunday we have Undertale. Tuesday we'll do 428 Shibuya Scramble again, and then Thursday and the next Tuesday we'll be off because I'll be not here.
Elsewhere.
I will be elsewhere. On Tuesday I'll be with Lemur. Yay! Maybe we'll post a selfie or something. Probably not. Like,
Nah.
let's not sign ourselves up for that. But the only reason why I say that is because I 100% will forget, and then someone will be sad.
Yeah.
But if we remember, maybe we'll take one. So we will see you guys on Sunday. Wash your hands, wear a mask, get vaccinated, be safe, and have a good night, everyone.
Make good choices. Bye.
Happy birthday, Tokyo.